I'm RMP. Thank you for watching Music News. Peace.
Your new single, Trap Phone, is out now. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Trap Phone, it was really a song where I'm just kind of sort of like expressing where I'm from, the sort of things that happen in the area where I grew up, and just sort of how we fight against it. Do you see what I'm saying? Me and my friends, because I kind of reference a few of my friends in the song. So it's just kind of letting people know that this sort of stuff goes on in this area, and like there are good people within it that are trying to come out of it. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's sort of what it was referencing.
Yeah, I've been checking out your videos too. They're pretty stylish, sort of creative episodes. No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, where does all the creative sort of input come from?
You know what? I just feel as if that's just me. It's just a lot of the ideas come from me, like just talking with friends, having meetings where we say, okay, once you have a song, we kind of have a meeting to discuss what ideas will make the song come to life. And for example, Trap Phone's not done yet, but I don't want to give away too much, but let's just say we have like some script writers. I've got a friend who does film, and then I was really good when it came to like acting and stuff, so I really like wanted to have my own sort of implement in the ideas as well. So
well, no, it certainly seems to be working, that's for sure. So what you could when can we expect a Trap Phone video then?
Very soon, very soon. I'm thinking.
Look forward to that.
Yeah.
I mean, RMP, your name stands for the Realist Music Played. How did you sort of settle on that name?
It wasn't always RMP. Beforehand, it was Rhino Most Popular, which is MP Most Popular. And that's because in my area, a lot of people used to call me Rhino. It's just like a nickname because I was big, stocky, and I used to play football. And they said when I run, it's like a rhino. As you can see, I've got big thighs here. But MP was like a group of friends that I met when I changed like sort of my life, and I went from living a certain type of way to like living a better sort of lifestyle, just doing the right things, not getting myself into any trouble. Just I had a good group of friends around me who all wanted to do things, and we were like all popular, so we were the most populars. So I was just RMP. But then as I started doing more and more music, and I realized a lot of what was being said in the songs, people were saying, "Raw, you're just real with it, you're just being real." I just kind of came up with the Realist Music Played.
Yeah, no, that certainly makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, currently you're spending a lot of time in the studio working on the first EP.
Yeah.
How's that going, and what can we expect?
It's going quite well. It's tough. I didn't think making an EP would be so tough, but it's tough. Mainly because there's a lot of thought you have to put into making a project. I don't want to be just like another artist who just does 7 songs. It can be 7 songs based on anything. I wanted it to be like a beginning to end, like a book. You know, when you read a book and you've had a good read, you can go to someone else and say, "No, you have to read that book." Not, listen or check out this book. You have to read it. So I wanted people to sort of feel like I've taken time to produce, and with the lyrics and everything that I've put together, just to make sure that from track 1 to 7, I can make sure it's quality, literally. I just want to push it, on a real good journey.
But I mean, lyrically, you tackle loads of different subjects. Are there any themes going through the EP?
There's a few. There's a few themes. There's some sauce in there, different type of sauce. Some things. I was in a situation, I'll tell you this, it's funny because I put myself in a situation with a female where I didn't like, coming where we're coming from, and as males, we always like to act the tough way, like we can get any girl. And yes, maybe growing up, I've spoken to a few girls, but I put myself in a position with a female where I was vulnerable in terms of, like, I gave her a lot of trust, and she kind of threw it back in my face. So her throwing it back in my face kind of hurt. So I wrote about it, but I didn't overwrite about it. I didn't go too into detail, but I gave people the story so they can see that side of me, I guess. Because a lot of people don't say I like to show too much emotion.
Yeah, but a lot of the best stories ever come from a bit of heartbreak.
Yeah.
Done anyone any harm.
Heartbreak.
But any working title then for the EP?
I don't want to give that away yet. Mainly because I believe I've got a title for the EP, but I don't want to give it away because I feel as if, just in case I finish all the tracks and other ideas come floating about into my head that work with the EP or the project better, then I might change it. So I don't want to give out a name now, then later on I might change the names.
And is it all completely new material?
All new material, nothing that I've ever released before.
And where's the studio?
I've got 2 studios, one in Croydon not too far from my house, and one that's actually a guy I met when I was looking for a studio. He had a studio within his house, but he's a really, really cold, really good sound engineer, and he helped me kind of find myself as an artist. His name's High Grade, and yeah, he's really good. So that's my 2 studios there.
And you're spending a lot of time, 45 hours you just told me.
Yeah, 45 hours.
That's more than a job.
45 hours we clocked last week, and it was stressful, but at the same time it was fun because I liked the whole process. Do you see, of making music, like finding the rhythm, the beats, so it was fun. Yeah,
I mean, when you go into the studio, do you have a clear idea what you want, or is it a lot of sort of mucking about, turning the knobs and experimentation?
There's some experimenting. It depends really, because me as a musician, I have times where I want to write a song from start to the finish. Sometimes I want to go into the studio and I just want to hear a beat, and just whatever comes to my mind at the moment, I want to share it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel as if just be experimental, you know, just try things out. You never know what's going to come out of it. Another thing I realized is that I feel as if in the UK, I don't want to say London alone, let's just say the UK as a whole, I feel as if we, like the rappers or the MCs or the singers or the writers within it, I don't feel as if a lot of us, or where I'm coming from especially, try to be experimental. Because when you try to be experimental, you get a lot of people who want to criticize you or judge you for trying out something.
Yeah.
But no matter what you try, when you try something that's new, you're not going to be perfect at it. It's always going to take practice. So for me, I believe being experimental in the studio is very useful. But for some people, they feel as if maybe if they're experimental, that it won't appeal to the crowd that they're looking for, because it's not them.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's not them at that moment. But who's to say that with practice, you know, they say 10,000 hours of practice makes you perfect. So who's to say if someone doesn't practice at something new or something that they're trying, that they won't become really good at it?
Absolutely, no doubt about it. I mean, you've hinted at some forthcoming collaborations as well. Anything you can let us know about now?
I've got a friend called Tex Sinatra, who's a really good MC. Like, he's showed me a lot of love in the music industry as well, especially where we're coming from, because obviously being new, talking or picking certain artists. I know quite a lot of artists as well. It's crazy because I know quite a lot of artists in the industry who've sort of made it, could you say? But him especially, we've got something that's going to be coming very soon, and it's going to be some fire.
Yeah.
Some fire.
Good. I mean, you've got a distinctive sort of rhyming and production style. Where did you say that's come from?
Well, probably my childhood. I've listened to so much different genres of music. It's like I couldn't ever look at myself just trying to do one, so I kind of just found my sound of what I like listening to, and just found like my whole production, like in terms of beats, what I like in the studio, sort of thing. That's sort of when it's being made, I know what I like, what sort of beats I can flow better on and give more. I know, for example, if a song's gonna be a song about a female and heartbreak or emotions, or if a song's gonna be for getting lit or let's go to the club, or do you see what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like I found my sound. I'm still working on it to make it appeal to everyone, but I feel as if I'm doing well right now because a lot of people have been coming back, giving me good feedback. My followers has risen, but then also I grew up in Chicago.
Yeah,
I lived there for a couple years before I moved to the UK, Chicago and Milwaukee, Wisconsin as well. So I was there for about 6-7 years.
So yeah, I was going to say, so South Florida to sort of US, there's a big difference, and that's all sort of in the melting pot.
I feel like I merge. Yeah. I feel like it's not my fault, but even though I've been here for a lot of years, but there's just some sentences I string together that I know may have like a hint of like an American word. Like if I say broads, we know in America it's an American word, the word broads, but I don't feel like it gives me a reason not to use it. We know what it means, sort of thing. Use it, be experimental. So like I said, sometimes I get criticized by people, but for trying things out, but I don't really look too deep into it because that's the whole part of the journey, to try things out and learn.
Definitely. I mean, last week Skepta won the Mercury Music Prize for Konnichiwa, a massive moment for the UK scene.
Of course.
What did it mean to you as a UK artist?
Skepta is literally, I've been waiting years for this guy to win an award. He's done so much. He's done so much for the scene, for the whole country, for grime especially. Like I grew up on grime as well. Yeah. When I moved to UK, I spent my first few years listening to Dizzy Rascal. Boy in the Corner was my favourite album. Do you see what I'm saying? There was a song on there when he said, "Fix up, look sharp, make your fingerprints so good." But yeah, that was my favourite song. So I feel like I've been after listening to Dizzy, Wiley, I sort of found out about Skepta, because you know, you go into your own search, and for me, Skepta single-handedly changed grime, because it went from people were spitting quite fast and you couldn't hear all the words they're saying, but you could just feel the flow and find your vibe with it, to hearing every single syllable in the word that he's saying. So I feel like he changed grime, and I feel like Stormzy, which is another person who's come from our area, gave us all like a chance, because coming from where we came from, and the reason I say this because I grew up around him and I saw him at probably 13, 14, we were like in year 8, year 9 those times, and he was always spitting bars. Do you see what I'm saying? And now he's come, like for him to come through and push through and be where he is now independently, I feel like he gave us all opportunity. Krypton Conan as well, another group of people I feel gave us opportunity in that South London borough, because there wasn't a lot of it coming through for us. Like you either had to change up and do maybe like funky house or a bit of pop in your songs, like to get recognized, but these guys came right from the grim and they were just free with their lyrics, in terms of like they just expressed how they felt and made catchy songs that, you know, helped build my area and where I'm coming from. So I feel like those two people really deserve what they're getting now, all the accolades they're winning. They deserve it because they've put in all the graft.
Yeah, and who else inspires you?
I've got a lot of people who inspire me. From my mum, inspired me in terms of how they are as people, or in terms of music?
Both.
In terms of how, in terms of music, I'm inspired by a few people because I like starting from maybe, let's say, like Nas. I really listened to him for a long time. Ice Cube, he was cold. NWA, they were cold. Tupac, my favorite artist ever. I still believe he's alive, by the way. I believe he's alive, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm looking for you. But Biggie was there. Then in terms of the UK side, let's say Dizzy Rascal, 100%. Chipmunk. I spent my whole. You know what? I met Chipmunk once, and I was so afraid to say to this guy that I was a fan because I don't know. I'm older now, so I didn't feel as if I was shocked that I saw him at the time. Let's just say that, because I wasn't growing up. Like, he was the kid that everyone was like, wow, like, you're on TV already. You're like 15, 16. Chipmunk is probably a few years older than me right now, but I just feel as if I've seen him on TV for the last 10 years. And I feel like he's someone who gets a lot of criticism. Leave him alone. He's got bars. He's got a lot of bars. So
he's a Music News favourite. We interviewed him a few times.
Yeah, listen, I like Chipmunk. He's got bars, and what he's done for the scene as well. Like, you have to remember, this guy was one of the first UK young'uns hitting number ones. Do you see what I'm saying?
Totally.
Hitting number one, so he's done a lot. Who else? Skepta, the whole BBK, Roll Deep.
Yeah.
Was a group I listened to growing up. Who else? So Solid. They were N-Dubs as well. You see, the type of music I listen to varies.
Yeah, no, but that's the way it should be.
It varies, because
melting pot, everything goes in, and something unique comes out.
It varies. Like, I'll tell you what though, those are people I find as good influencers, but there is a certain person that no one knows actually helped influence my sound, and that's Linkin Park. And that's because when I was in primary school, when I first moved here, because I moved here, come here when I was 2, went back. So I came here back when I was like year 7, year 8. And when I was going to school, I used to walk by myself. There was a song he done with Jay-Z, which is called I've Become So Numb. And Linkin Park is, to me, he's kind of like a rap rock star, and definitely. I feel like
bit of a crossover.
He was someone I don't care, regardless of where I'm coming from. I literally like that guy for his sound that he was able to put across on the track. So a lot of the stuff I do, I'm not saying I emulate him or try to be like him in the studio, but I try to sometimes think, how would he mix this track, and then kind of find my own way from there of how I'm gonna get the sound and make the music.
Very interesting. I mean, talking about things you did in the younger years, I mean, you won the Unsigned Stars competition 2014. Yeah. What age did you sort of first start writing, and how do you write these days?
I first started writing when I was 13. Is that year 8? 13, 14. Because I was in year 8, and there was this website called MySpace.
Oh yeah.
And my page may still be open now, so I think I looked back on a few of the songs that I made when I was younger, and I was like, wow. But when I was MySpace was when I first started writing. I had a program set up to because back then we didn't have the laptops, we didn't have the MacBooks or Windows. We had big TV laptops, and we had big computers, and I first had a program on my computer called Mixcraft, and that's when I first started writing, because I just used to do it in my room. It's fun, just to take to school and just be like, listen to my music.
Excellent. But I mean, you also were still are a great footballer. Is that did football almost take over from music?
Basically, whilst in school, I didn't take music seriously because I was quite good at playing football, and I felt as if I had a very good chance especially once I left school because I got scouted. So I felt as if maybe if I gave my full 100% towards that year, I would have a chance of like pushing, progressing, and being in like the Premier League or the Championship right now. But obviously, at the age of 19, I had an injury on my hip, which sort of changed the way I played football. So I kind of realized from then that I didn't think, well, I lost hope in myself, I believe, that I wasn't going to really make it from there, which is not good.
No.
It's not good to have, but you know, with my surroundings and everything, it's not like every day you feel like you've got a chance, and you're in an academy with players from all over London who are talented, and it's not like hard for a club to overlook you, sort of thing. So that was just a period I went into a really dark space after that.
Music helped to pull you through?
Music saved my life, man. Like, I know it sounds cliche, but I think 19 to 21 I had a bad gambling habit, because basically like I've come out of football now, I'm not really playing at a level. I'm playing semi-pros like at clubs like Farnborough and Carshalton, which is just like rhyming clubs, but I didn't really have anything that was like worth fighting for at the time. So I just started messing around. Some of the money I saved up from like when I was playing football, I just went and started just gambling and just lost my way a bit. Then I literally got invited to a studio by my friend Jokes Messiah, and he just kind of like just spoke to me. A lot of people spoke to me. My friend Declan, I've got a really, really good friend called Declan. Known him since I was 2, gone to America, come back, still met him in high school, and we're still friends, best of friends now. And he's like the one person who I can say has pushed me through all the bad periods in terms of when I was in a low point in life, not knowing what I was going to do. And he kind of helped me pick up the pen. He kind of helped me practice, because I won Unsigned Stars. I joined the competition randomly because I wasn't meant to perform at the competition. I wasn't meant to perform. I went to watch.
You're joking? I
went to watch. So my friend, he's a comedian now. A lot of people have heard about him. He was on Channel 5 the other day. His name's George Comedy, and he was hosting a show. And he brought me along to, like I told you, to just support him, and I went to support. And when I went to support, I was watching the acts, and there was a girl named Seppi who said to me, "Right, you look like you're enjoying it. Do you want to like perform?" So at that point, I was thinking, I haven't really got any songs I could perform, because you know, like I haven't been recording or anything. But I literally had a song that I'd written down, and I sort of went on stage and I just gave it what I got, because like I said, this is when I've stepped into it properly now, because it's my first performance on stage. I wasn't even expecting to, and I think like the crowd just liked it. They were all right. I mean, the first time was a decent experience. I wrote a song, I done a cover to Stromae.
Oh yeah.
You know, Formidable.
Yeah.
Formidable. So a lot of people didn't even know about who he was at that time, but like I said, I listened to so much music. So.
Fantastic. And what have you got planned for 2017?
Winning. That's all I want to do. I want to win with the grace of God and my family, and the support I've got right now. I just hope it carries on, and I can just continue to keep up my work rate and just appeal to more and more people, literally.
Excellent, well, you're going the right way about it. Thanks a lot for your time, by the way, it's been brilliant.
Thank you.
But for someone just getting into RMP, which sort of 3 songs or videos would you say, check these out, they sum me up as an artist so far?
Well, I wouldn't, okay, first of all, listen to everything. Second of all, the 3 songs I would say are highlight points in my life. I'm not just gonna say pick 3, because I like all my songs, because obviously I've written them. But there's three songs in particular that came at periods in my life where changing points. So Time Goes, which is the first song I made as RMP. Literally, it was the first time I met my sound engineer I-Grade. He helped me make the song. I wrote the song, and what's special about that song is that I didn't write anything down, but literally it all came fluently. I just, straight off the top of the head, he put the beat on and he just said, express yourself. So that's why I say, listen to Time Goes, listen to the story within it. You might find something that can help you like fight against the problem that you may be going through or whatever. Another song I like of my own would be Long Live. That was also at a point where one of my good friends, he's playing football now, he opened the brand and he kind of said, yeah, he wants me to help. Like, I kind of first of all went to him and said, can I be an ambassador for the brand? Because I was into fashion and I loved the whole idea of like the way it looked and everything. The design of the hats and the bomber jackets and everything they've gone on to do now. So Long Live is another song that I would say go listen to and get active.
Excellent, thanks a lot. And been a pleasure. Anything else to say to Music News watchers? Follow
me up, RMP_music. There's more to come, there's more to see 2017. Skip.
Fantastic, thanks a lot. Cheers. RMP,
yeah.
Here's your quick fast style round. What is your favourite item of clothing?
My black shirts.
What is your favourite colour trainer?
Black.
Jewellery or no jewellery?
Jewellery.
Would you wear a man bag?
No.
Favourite designer brand?
Philip Plain. Philip Plain, whatever you want. Thank you very much.
That was it.
Thank you very much.